2 CS2 official matches in the books, qualified for the playoffs. How are you feeling after those first 2 games online here?
It feels good. I was a bit skeptic going to the event. I didn't really know what to expect from us nor from the other teams. So, I'm happy that we have managed to win those 2 games. I think they were way more stressful than the results actually showed. So, I'm just happy with the resilience we have shown. And even though we are not super ready for the event, we are still doing pretty good fundamentals that we could take away from CSGO as well. So overall, a good start to the event.
You say you were skeptical. What in particular were you skeptical about?
I mean, just like I didn't really know what to expect from ourselves. We didn't have that much time to practice. We didn't really play any top teams except FaZe, I think. So I have no idea how the other teams are doing. And just in general, I feel like the CS right now is just in a weird place. I think the good teams are making a couple of steps back, I would say, in terms of the level, because I think it's way harder to read the game to what the opponent is going to do. Like in CSGO, that was probably one of the reasons why there was like a big gap between like tier 1 and tier 2 and tier 3. Like the levels is just, you kind of predict what they're going to do, and in CS2 that's just kind of very hard right now. And that's also one reason why I struggle as well individually a bit, because I'm used to kind of dictating the pace on CT side and T side. Now it's just like anything can happen at any moment, so it's just a bit difficult. So I think that's why some of the like lower teams, they have a like big chance now to catch up with the tier 1.
Is that also kind of what was going wrong yesterday with Greyhound as well?
Yeah, definitely. Like they had, like for example, like on their T side, we just we couldn't find an answer to what they were doing. No one has really done it before against us, so it was pretty hard. We didn't adapt properly to what they were doing, and it just takes time sometimes. And I mean, to be honest, we have played like 2 nukes before this event, so it's been very chaotic past 7 days, and at this event as well. So that's why I'm very happy with the wins.
You got up to some tricks in that game, a little 360 no scope on Ancient as well. Was there any words from you right after that? You didn't seem like you reacted too much.
I mean, the guy just whiffed. It wasn't me doing anything crazy. The guy just gave me a chance, and I took it. He completely whiffed. So I'm happy that we managed to win the round afterwards, after that quickscope. So it was I wouldn't say the most important round, but one of the most important rounds to actually win the half.
Was that 3 swipes across your mouse pad or what?
Yeah, I guess.
So two Counter-Strike LAN games, Counter-Strike 2 LAN games in the books. Just general impressions of the game now?
It feels like it needs a lot of work. It needs a lot of things to be fixed. I hope just for Valve to be pretty reactive. I don't think there's a need like for us to waste too much time. They already had a very good game, so I think it should be way easier now to catch up with all the good things that they had, and I hope they're gonna do it as soon as possible. But it's just weird, especially MR12. Like the games just feel off. Like they don't feel good playing. There's just a lot of things that needs to be fixed. I don't want to be too negative about it, but I just hope for Valve to be as reactive and supportive towards it.
Coming into the event, there was a lot of talk about how oppers would do, how aggressive players would do. We've seen Exertion did pretty well yesterday, Bit did pretty well. How do you feel in terms of your rifling?
I think the op is still pretty good. Maybe not as good as it was in CSGO, but I still think it's pretty good, and probably it's the most, like, I don't know how to say it, but I think now I feel like it's the balanced the most, if that makes sense. So they may struggle a bit, the oppers, but I think once they get used to everything, actually like once CS fix like the movement itself, I think it's going to be easier to play the op as well. But when it comes to riflers, I just maybe like just would depend like on the players and how they like play. But for myself, as of right now, like I don't feel the best individually, so definitely need way more time than. I mean, I did expect this as well. So maybe for some players it just feels a bit better. I think for me, it's probably like if I thought less and was just actually focused on like just shooting and doing my own thing, it would have been better. But I'm just focused on way more like reactive things and how to help the team. So yeah, but I also think with this MR12, it gives more kind of opportunity for riflers to shine as well, to have better stats and so on. As we could have seen yesterday, like I think Serge had like 15 frags and he had like 2.0 rating, which is pretty crazy to me. But yeah, I think as of right now, at least riflers like probably have the small edge over the uppers.
I think Modesty mentioned on broadcast that you only have 7 days of prac or something in CS2. Clearly not enough time to get used to the game fully, but how much more do you think you need to play before some of the more gimmicky mechanics are starting to become more ingrained and more versatile in terms of use?
I think after this event, teams will have more time, and I think the meta is going to change on how the game is going to be played. I think it's going to change completely. I think we could have seen on some of the maps already, like for example Nuke. I think like teams play differently already, but I think it's gonna change completely. Like the timings and the strats and how you take area. I think the smokes are gonna change. The pace is gonna change. So I think once teams actually have more time to like think about the game and come up with new things, I think there's a lot of new options that you can do right now. So that's probably what we didn't struggle with. Maybe we also focused a bit too much on individual things. Like we played a lot individually rather than like trying to find some new tricks and with the like nades and smokes. So I mean, maybe it's a good thing we have won first 2 games. Maybe that's gonna pay off. But we definitely have plenty of room to find some of the new things. But I think individually, I think everyone did his best to be ready at this event. So like by each game, we try to rewatch the game together, to try to improve throughout the whole event, watch other teams how they play. So we just try to constantly improve our game.
Awesome, thank you.